Hey guys, it's Carlise here, just hanging out with 89 FM, the Radio Rock.
Carlise, you're going to perform with your band and new band here in Brazil at Blasque Blues and Rock Festival. And I know it's going to be awesome. So how are your expectations so far?
I am overly excited about coming back to Brazil and perform. You guys were absolutely amazing back in 2014 when we were there kind of hanging out and partying, and we did a performance. I want to say it was called the Bourbon Street place. And the love and the partying and the warmth we received from Brazil, I am so excited to come back. I am overly excited to come back.
Great. And what can we expect from the show? Like, is there going to be something special coming up?
Well, I'd like to think so. Some things I want to keep as a surprise for you guys, but this will be our first time performing for this festival. So we're just hoping we could bring some of our love and fire and inspiration to the stage to reach the people and just have a good time in music.
Is there some, you said you've been to Brazil before, is there some special or kind of fun story that you remember from the time you were here?
You know what? I just remember everyone being very warm and inviting. I remember the food. The food was good. And one of the things I thought, it actually tickled me. We were in traffic. And there was a guy, and he ran up and he put some chiclets on the car. And we didn't know. We were like, what is he doing? And so apparently at the time, they would put like these little chiclets on the car. And then if you want to buy them, you paid for them after the light turned green and before, but you couldn't pull off with the chiclets on the car. And we were like, what are we supposed to do?
That's so usual here.
And we were so tickled with it. I thought it was cool. I mean, hey, entrepreneurship starts all kind of ways.
Yeah, right. It's the Brazilian magic.
There you go.
Are you familiar with any Brazilian artists?
No, as I was just saying, there was one young lady that when we were there, she was performing with us. She performed with us or before us, and she did a beautiful job of Adele. But when I went to speak with her to find out who she was, there was a serious language barrier between the both of us. I couldn't understand her and she couldn't understand me. And I thought even then, I was like, I would love to be able to bridge that gap between the two. We have used, and actually one of them lives here, Lucas. We utilized him when we performed there in Brazil. We hired some local musicians when we were there, and all of them were absolutely amazing. We sent our tracks to them to learn the music. So when we got there to perform, and it went off without a hitch, and we were so impressed with them. But then I want to say Lucas moved here and got married, and we talked about trying to figure out ways we can kind of bridge the gap. Because I think there are amazing artists there. This lady was phenomenal.
I recommend you listening to Iza because she has such a soulful voice. It's just amazing. Like, you should reach out to her. Iza, yeah, it's Iza. She's amazing. You're gonna love her. Like,
I will definitely check her out. Yes, and we would love to have them come here too.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
This is going to be awesome. So hopefully this trip to Brazil to perform, we'll be able to have and develop some real camaraderie with some of the local musicians that I'm sure will be performing as well. And again, I would love to be able to build a bridge with us and all the music,
I'd love to see it. And, at this festival, your father, who just buddy guy, is also performing. Yes. And what is it like for you to follow the same steps as him and also share like the same stages and like, let's say, spaces as him as well?
The reason why this one is I'm holding this particular performance so dear to my heart because it's actually the first one that I will share the stage with him that's not in the U.S. My father has traveled the world, and to be able to be a part of that and see another side of my own people, other cultures and how they, and just be able to share. And Brazil is honestly, it's heartwarming. When I found out that we were both going to be on the same roster, it really touched me because it's a hard business, but he always told me if it started to feel like work, I will probably no longer love doing it. And right now I'm just loving it. And to be able to share it with my father at 86 years old, it's a blessing, so this is a very special time for us. It's a very special moment for me to be able to come there and share it with him and share it with Brazil as a whole. One of our oldest and dearest friends now, he lives there. He brings his mom here once a year. We try to get there, and COVID kind of shut us all down for a while. But we have to share our lives through pictures and texting, and so we're excited to come back and see our extended family and to be able to perform. So this is like a double whammy of blessings for me.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful, and we know it's his farewell tour. So how's emotion this has been?
It's been bittersweet. Again, he's 86, and as his daughter, obviously I don't want him to overwhelm himself. I mean, he is in excellent. I hope I'm in that condition when I'm 86. However, he is 86, so there is some level of concern about him slowing down. I mean, he is doing traveling and performing at 86 the same way when he was, 46, 56. He's just been going like the Energizer Bunny, so we're happy that he's happy because he's doing it exactly the way he wants to. He's not being forced out. He's bowing out gracefully because, as he said, and that doesn't mean he's not going to perform anymore. You know how many people say that their farewell tour and then you still see them popping up here and there. So we're hoping that's the way my dad will be. But again, he is 86. So, and like he said, he wants to take a step back and, really listen to some of these young artists out here. I mean, they are blazing. I think you guys have a wonderful roster. I think I saw a couple of the names that were going to be on there. So we're excited to see them. Young artists as well. It's like open up the door and, bring in some new blues.
Absolutely.
So we're excited. Yes.
I think it's like, what a time to be alive, right? So it's going to be awesome seeing him. It's going to be awesome seeing you. And lastly, I want to know, what are the next steps for you professionally? Like, what are you looking for?
You know what? So prior to the pandemic, we actually were scheduled to do a couple of tours throughout the country. We were actually in New Zealand when the pandemic kicked in, and we were scheduled even after that to go to Paris and Australia. And after the pandemic kind of shut us all down, everything stopped, so we're just now getting to where we're picking back up on that. I love singing. I love entertaining. But I'm just looking to enjoy it more now. When it was taken away from me, I realized just how much I loved it. As long as I was able to do it, and I've always done it locally here in the U.S., but to be able to travel to other countries and see other cultures and be able to share the love that I have for it with others and be able to embrace it and they welcome it as well. I think it just does the heart and the soul good if that's what you want to do. So I'm just looking forward to hopefully traveling more, performing more, and just sharing the love of music.
You say it, girl. Carlise, thank you so much for your time. It was such an honor talking to you. So nice.
89, a Rádio Rock.